Hi, I want to share with you the pros and cons of moving to Whidbey Island. This island might not be made for everyone, so I want to discuss the top pros and cons of why you might want to move here. And so I am Anita Johnston, Windermere Real Estate on the beautiful Whidbey Island. And so I'm going to start with pros. And so my number one, weather. Our summer weather here, we don't get rain. We don't get rain during the summer, so you have endless sunshine, endless days to play outside. And we typically don't get so hot that you need air conditioning. And so my favorite is always weather because I love playing outside. Beaches. Whidbey Island is 55 miles long. And yes, we are an island, so we do have endless beaches, beautiful pebble beaches, and a few sandy beaches. Number three, crabs and mussels. We have an awesome pinko mussel here, grown just here, and it is one of the best mussels in the world. And then we have Dungeness crab. If you have not heard of Dungeness crab, you are absolutely missing out. And so we have two local crabbing seasons. And so you do, number one, need a crabbing license if you are going to go and catch your own crab, but there are several markets where you can buy it. So if you want to buy all the equipment, drop the crab pots, it's good fun. It is good fun. I love doing it for my paddleboard. I put the pots on the board and I paddle out, carefully of course, and quite often with a wetsuit because we do have a lot of cold water here. So there's a lot of ways most people will do it from a boat. And then our outdoor parks. We have got a phenomenal amount of outdoor parks that are great for hiking, great for birding. If you want to check out our local flora and fauna, we have a lot of great outdoor space. We have a lot of forts, and so we have Fort Casey, Fort Eby, and we do have a lighthouse here, Admiralty Lighthouse, which is outside of Coupeville to the south near the ferry. And bugs and snakes. We don't have poisonous snakes. We don't have poisonous spiders here on Whidbey Island. And so if you're tired of mosquitoes, if you're tired of worrying about water moccasins, we don't have a lot of that. We don't have the black widows. So it's just a great place. We can typically be outside and not have to worry about tucking in our socks for the ticks. And so it's just a good place if you don't want to worry about all the stuff, all the ickies outside. And with Whidbey Island, we have two small airports. There's Bellingham and then there's Everett Payne. So we don't necessarily have to travel all the way to SeaTac to get a flight out, and a whole lot smaller. The parking is a whole lot less, and then we have the awesome Whidbey SeaTac shuttle. So if you do have to go to SeaTac, you can easily hop on the shuttle and not have to drive yourself and pay for the parking there. And one of my favorite pros of living here, taxes. We do have lower taxes. We don't have an income tax. Our property tax is typically right around 1%. And so it is a lot lower than some of our other neighboring states. And so now I'm on to the cons. Reasons why you might not want to live here are weather. We do have gray, rainy weather through our winter. It starts our fall, typically October, November. We will have some rain set in, and it could easily stay till, April, May, June, July. Usually done by July 4th, or we joke that it'll be done by July 5th after the July 4th holiday. And noise. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. We have a naval air station on the north end of Whidbey Island, and so we do have jets. We've got a jet that's called a Growler, and we do have noise. We have jet noise. And so the wonderful part, there is a map. There is a website that you can go. You can see their routes. You can see where they're flying, when they're flying. So if you're looking at a property, you can specifically go to the property and listen to the jets and see if you can tolerate it. And if not, further you go down the island, typically past Green Bank, you then are more removed from our the noise here on the north end. And one of my other cons, it was a pro, but this part is a con. SeaTac. SeaTac is our major airport for Washington. It is a good distance, so we're easily 2.5 hours to get to SeaTac. We do have the SeaTac shuttle, so you can quickly jump on that, and they get to take the hub lane so that it is quicker. You don't have to worry about actually driving the traffic and the parking yourself. Just hop on that. But it is a distance, and that is the airport that's typically cheapest for us. So, if you can't find a flight out of Bellingham or Everett, Payne, then it's typically SeaTac that we use. And another one of our cons, we do have a lot of storms. We have storms that come through in the winter. We have a lot of high wind that can easily take down trees, which then takes out our power. So we do talk about having a generator and having your house possibly wired for the generator. And so then that way when we lose power, that you will have alternative source to heat your house. And so we also talk about houses, whether or not you've got a fireplace, whether or not you have propane stove, if you have another way to cook food to heat your home, because quite often south end, because our power is coming across the north end, and if we lose a whole lot of trees, the south end can easily be without power for several days to a week. And so it's one of those things to know when you're looking at houses, see where you're at, see how many trees you have around your house. And then my last little tidbit, small roads. We've got a lot of 2-lane roads. So if you like the big freeways, if you want to go super fast, this island's not for you. We're mostly a 2-lane highway, which is our State Route 20 that turns into our State Route 525. And it is a slower road. It's even slower in the summer when we do have a lot of vacationers, a lot of visitors. So that's my top pros and cons of why you might want to live here, might you not. And so, once again, Anita Johnston, Windermere Real Estate on the beautiful Whidbey Island. If you need more information, you can always buzz me, or you can find me on my website, which is movetowhidbey.com. And definitely watch my next video on why you really, really need to move.